Now being on the other side of not being addicted to porn anymore feels very weird. Like the reality is a little bit different. It's almost like the porn, for whatever reason, is just not as enticing as it used to be anymore, and I can just not do it. Like it's really crazy because just a few months ago I was down bad in the trenches and I couldn't stop, checking off almost every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, just down atrocious, and it used to hurt me very well. It used to pain me. This was one of the things that caused me the biggest stress in my life. All of a sudden, a few months later, being on the other side of it just feels relatively weird. Now, many people, if they go and, try to share their problem with other people or try to get advice from, somewhere, the advice they'll usually get is, just stop. Like, just don't check off again. Like, just don't touch your PP. That's basically the idea of no fap. Just don't fap. And as simple and as straightforward as that sounds, is not as easy. And I won't lie, that's actually to some degree is true. If you just don't fap, like you basically, your life basically gets better. But it's not that easy and it's not that straightforward. And for me, at least from my little experience now, for just a few months of being off this thing, I've not been as addicted as I used to be. I noticed that it's more than just, telling yourself, oh, all you have to do is stop, or all you have to do is just don't fap. It's more so about the psychological thing. It's more so the things that happen in your brain. Because for me, I noticed that the main thing that was causing this, the main driving force of this was I had this limiting belief that I wasn't good enough for girls. Like I couldn't get a partner, like a romantic partner. So my way of escape or my way to cope with that, belief was to go to porn websites, and basically try to get that affection and that, feeling of being loved and, sex and romantic, whatever, from these dirty porn websites. So it's not until a few months ago when our mindsets just dissipated and I basically broke that belief that why do I even believe this stuff? That's when all of a sudden, from feeling like I was chained to these things, like it just felt easy to stop. It just felt like something I could just choose to not do. And I will tell you the truth, even being at the other side of this, there are still many days when that urge is still going to come. And I feel like that's another thing. The truth about this thing is that it never really goes away. It never really goes away. It goes away in the sense that now I have a lot more control. Now I can basically go about my day, mind my business. It doesn't really cross my mind as much. But it doesn't really go away because it still comes sometimes. Because sometimes when you're by yourself again in the room, it's like 12:30 and you're bored or something, or you're tired, or you're looking for a way to relax, or you're looking for something fun to do, something stimulating to do. That urge could come back, those feelings could come back, those things could come, that temptation could come once again. So it doesn't exactly go away. At times like that, you still have to consciously say no. Times like that, you have to just stop. Times like that, you have to just not do it. I'm not trying to say willpower is not required at all. Like, just break your limiting beliefs on you never fap again. Like, yes, that does help. But there are many times that you still have to consciously say no. I am no longer going to do these bad habits. Like, I'm bigger than this, I'm better than this. But for me, the main thing that will bring more like 80% of the results is the limiting belief stuff. I don't know about you, but I'm very, very sure there's a particular limiting belief, or there's a particular set of beliefs, there's particular something that is actually causing the main problem. Then the porn is just like a symptom of it, rather than the porn being the main problem. Like for me, like I said earlier, my own main problem was this limiting belief I had that, I wasn't good enough for girls. Then the porn was just almost like a way to escape or a way to cope with that problem. And it says that, I'll go there to try and get like love and affection from it. But when I basically dissipated that belief away, all of a sudden the porn didn't really make sense existing. So I'm very sure if we sit down and assess your life, there's something like that too that is causing you the same problems and stress. So my assignment for you right now is to first of all try and say no. All you have to do is stop. I know that sounds easy, but there are sometimes that you do have to just stop. There are sometimes you do have to just say no. There are sometimes that this thing will present itself. There are sometimes these bad habits will come once again, but you just have to not agree. You just have to say no. You just have to fight back. But my main assignment for you is to go and sit down and assess your beliefs and actually look at your life. Like, one thing is mostly causing this. Like, there's usually one thing causing 80% of the problem, and that one thing is going to bring 80% of the results. So you just have to sit down and assess yourself and ask yourself, like, what is this one thing? And go through your beliefs. It might not be easy at first to just identify it at the spot, but eventually, as you start to spend more time with yourself and you assess your beliefs more, you usually will find out what it is.